welcome to the latest video resource for the We Can Your Way program. Today we'll be talking about poultry butchery, how to use the whole bird, and the pros and cons of ordering whole poultry if you decide to use it on your menu. Let's get into it. Poultry is a term used to classify domestic fowl, which means bird, that is raised for their meat, eggs, or feathers. This includes chickens, turkeys, ducks, and geese, as well as a few other types of birds. Poultry is the most consumed type of meat in North America, so knowing how to use it can be incredibly beneficial to your business. Today, we'll be focusing on how to butcher a chicken, specifically the 8-cut process. By using this process, you will end up with 2 wings, 2 breasts, 2 thighs, and 2 drumsticks, as well as the bones for stock. The equipment you'll need will be a sharp boning knife, a cutting board, a whole chicken, and 2 plates or trays to hold your finished pieces. Let's begin. You can see wings, breasts, legs. And I always like to start with the legs facing me, and we're going to start with the breasts. Taking your boning knife, feel for the spine of the chicken, which should be right in the middle, and very slowly you're going to take your knife and score it down where the bone is. Using your fingers, keep tracing where the bone is, and the tip of your knife feathering the meat away from the bone. Very slow, short, quick movements. Once you get down to the back cage of the chicken, then you're going to turn your knife and start feathering it away from the cartilage. There will be a piece of skin on the side here to cut. And then just keep feathering it away until you can release the breast, move it around as needed. And then there's your first chicken breast. Then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Feel for the bone and take your knife and slice down the side of the bone, pulling the meat away so you can see. And once again, once you hit that bottom part there, angle your knife and start feathering away on the other side. You'll need to pierce the skin to get the skin off. Then right through the side. Flip the breast up so you can see where you are a little better. Just keep cutting it away until the breast is free. That's how we have 2 breasts. Now, for the thighs, I'm going to have these 2 flaps of skin. I'm going to pull those to the side, cut the tendons. Then you're going to feel inside. I'm going to hold your chicken from the bottom. You're going to need to pop the joint that's in there. So bending the chicken back, you'll see where the bone comes out. You're going to need to put your knife into the joint, being careful because your knives are sharp, and cut down either side of the joint. And you will remove your leg. To release the drumstick from the thigh, once again, you pull it at the joint. You can feel the joint move. You're going to stick your knife in where the joint is. And cut around it so you can see right there through the joint. And cut straight down. From here, you'll have your bone-in thigh and your drumstick. And we repeat on the other side. Hold your chicken from underneath. Bend until you feel the bone come out of the socket. You can cut away this extra belly and skin if it makes it too difficult to see and feel where you are. So in here we have a joint that got separated from the other part. You stick your knife in, and cut down, and cut around that joint. And we have our second thigh. So once again, to remove the drumstick, you need to snap the joint back. And cut around it. So you're going to feel with your fingers where that joint is, and then begin cutting the meat away. Once you've cleared up a little bit of space, you can see that's the ball of the joint. The socket will be in the drumstick part. From there, cut straight through. We have our thigh, and we have our drumstick. The last portion that we're going to take off will be the wings. So, similar to the thigh and drumstick joint, you're going to feel where the wing can go, and you can see the ball of the socket right there. We want to snap it out and then cut through it. Then that's our wing. And then there are two more joints. There's a joint here and a joint here. You can see where it bends. This part is your flat wing, and that's the part that we want. So I'm going to score the skin so it doesn't give us any resistance. Snap that bone back. Place my knife in the middle of the joint. So right in there. Cut it through. This part here, if you've ever heard of chicken supreme, this is the bone that sticks out of the breast, which we removed. This part you can keep for stock. And then we have the wing and the wing tip. Once again, you feel that joint. You're gonna stick your knife in there and cut through it. And that's your flat wing. And then the wing tips, also excellent for stock. One last time, we're going to pop out the joint here. Cut around and through it. So there, you can see the ball of the joint. That's our wing. We take the joint, snap it, feel where it is. The carcass can be put aside for stock. Once you have your joint, you cut through it. This part, good for stock. This part here is the wing we want. So again, snap the tip, cut through the joint, stock, and our wing. And that's how you butcher a chicken. Now that we've covered how to butcher a whole chicken, why should you consider using a whole poultry instead of buying the pieces individually? First of all, with a whole chicken, you get a lot of extra meat. You get the skin and the fat, which is delicious. You'll have the bones for stock, and many different cuts that you can use for a variety of different things on your menu. But it costs you time, which is also money, to butcher, compared to purchasing breasts, for example, on their own. They require no additional work to process. They'll be the exact weight and cut that you order, and if it's frozen, they'll thaw faster than a whole chicken, but you only get 2 portions of meat, and a whole chicken versus 2 breasts will be about the same price. Now, this decision has a few different things to consider. If you need 50 chicken breasts for your restaurant, but you don't need any size or stock, then maybe purchasing just the breasts would be right for you. But if you plan on using all of the different cuts of meat, such as chicken wings and the thighs and the breasts, while also wanting to make your own stock from scratch, maybe the whole chicken would be a better option for you. These are the types of things you have to consider when you're planning your menu and costing out your recipes. And as always, thank you for watching and happy butchery!